we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. So, those of you who don't know, we are two best friends, two colleagues, mindset coaches, helping people around the world, one thought at a time, one day at a time. Sheena, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm just looking at the difference. Because I'm in white and there's
Yeah.
white hair, and it's like white hair and it looks very clinical. And yours looks like so warm. Do you see that, everybody? Can everybody see that? And it's just like, actually, that's probably maybe in the mood that I'm in now. I'm actually being so careful with myself, and rather and possibly not even loving myself the way I need to love myself, the way, because I realize that everything is love. And Bobbi Jo is just there, and I see the warmth absolutely around her. So I'm going to check my aura, and it actually, and just make sure that I'm creating love inside. So if people are thinking, oh, love, 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 I actually realize that love is the only answer to
Yeah.
every single problem you have. And if you don't believe me, just try it out. If would this happen if you loved yourself? Would this happen if you loved yourself? Would this happen if everybody loved themselves?
hmm Would there be war? Would there be all this competition? Would there be this anger? If everyone just loved, that's what I feel like at 54 years old. As woo woo as it sounds, people, it comes down to love and that we are one. And that's it. And Sheen, I think it's because it's 6 a.m. here. It's like dark out here. I'm using all the lights I can to get here. And you, my friend, are in the middle of the day. So, and a bright, beautiful day in England, or is it rainy?
It's rainy and windy as heck. And the fact that I went walking in the woods today and there were already some branches down, and I'm thinking, potentially this is not the right time to be walking through the woods. But then I remembered who I was. And I remember. So the topic of this one is about, what's your intention? And actually, is your intention love and trust, or is your intention fear and doubt? So I could walk through the woods with fear and doubt. Now, I could be hitting the branch anyway, hit with a branch on the head anyway. But, how am I going to get hit? Am I walking, spending all my time worried and in fear and doubt of myself, as I'm walking through the woods? Or did I choose at that moment to be in love and trust of myself and walk through the woods no matter what? After all, it does say in the Bible, and I literally quote the Bible because it matches the science, because it matches the quantum physics. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the darkness, I will fear no evil. And so that means that basically we can walk in this world and not be afraid. Don't you want to live like that? Like I do. I don't know about you, Bobbi Jo. Do we just like, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. If you have love and trust inside, then you can deal, and you're clear in the mind. But if you're in fear and doubt, then you're worried about yesterday or worried about tomorrow, and you're not actually present here and now. So if I could have heard while I'm walking in love and trust, then if there was going to be a crack of a branch, I probably would hear it and I would move out of the way. But if I'm in fear and doubt, I'm so in my head, I'm not literally outside. I mean, there's no outside, you know what I mean? But I'm not paying attention to what's going on.
One for people to wrap their heads around that. Like, oh, well, the tree, I didn't control the tree to fall or not fall. Well, it is your intention because it is your vibration, and your thoughts do create your reality. I've driven, Sheena was with us. We drove all the way from down here in Alabama to up to Maine, and we didn't have a flat tire at all, did we? We had one little incident, took an hour and a half. But, I know somebody that was driving from Boston to Connecticut one time, and they were like, oh, it's only like an hour and not even a half. I hope I don't get a flat tire. Well, guess what, people? Flat tire. So, what is your intention? Catch your thoughts. Again, awareness, but it is your intentions. So, right now I'm sitting here at 6 a.m. What's my intention for the day? Or am I just kind of being, like Bob would say, a plaything for what's going to happen today and just react constantly to the kids, to the school buses, to things going on? Or am I going to control my destiny and set my intention of how my day is going to show up and how it's going to look like? Take your life by command. We're really lazy in our imagination. We're really lazy in our will to create. We're too distracted about, oh, the boss, oh, the kids, oh, with this. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what you're seeking. You're just going out and doing because everyone else is doing. Set the intention, know you. That's the hard part here. What are you going to say, Sheena? I can tell.
I just love what you said. You have no idea, because that was my downloads this morning. So one of them was, I don't control life. I make decisions and things happen. So that was just like about stop trying to change the branches out there. That's not going to work. But I can change the decisions that I make, that I walk through this forest, and I see myself out the other side laughing and joking about, oh, won't do that again on a windy day. But I'm absolutely clear and walking. So I'd already made a decision that I was safe and well. And so then you said about it's all our excuses come from an undisciplined imagination.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. If you make an excuse, it's just that because you were lazy in your mind, because you didn't want to think about what your intention of what you would like to happen. You were so busy mulling over yesterday, or hoping and wishing, rather than going, no, this is my intention, this is what I want, end of story, done. Isn't that funny? Because there's no discussion there, is there? There's no discussion. Why don't we do more of that? But I guess that's the practice, isn't it? That literally is the practice, practice, practice.
And she's saying practice, but it's also praxis, Praxis, which is a weird word I never knew before I started coaching, but that's your belief and your behavior. Is it matching up? So if you have a belief that there's going to be a tree that falls, your behavior is you're going to be skittish and looking up expectancy. And so energetically, we're vibrational world here. We're just not taught this stuff, Sheena. We were taught because, look at, I'm sorry to say, the Catholics and the church, they wanted to conform and so there's a lot of fear based in our DNA from generations, even though we're thinking right now has nothing to do with my great, 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 great grandmother. But yet, sorry, the truth and the facts are it is there because it's in the DNA. They have science that proves that, if my mom was always had a mom that never picked her up, my mom was always in this fear that if my mom even just smothered me with love, I'd still pick up that anxiety of her fear because she overrode it with making sure that I was always taken care of, that I don't, oh, is she ever going to leave? So these things that didn't happen here. That was like a story I read in Reader's Digest like 30 years ago, that a woman never knew why she felt this anxiety about stuff until she took a train ride with her mom and found out a story from when she was a little girl. And it made sense as an adult. And this woman in her 40s said, I never knew why I had this certain thing. And it was because of my mother, the way she raised me. She kind of clouded it over. I don't know the word I'm trying to think of. She just kind of glazed it over so that her daughter wouldn't feel it. But inevitably, I'm getting goosebumps all over. It's weird. The daughter picked up on that. So we can do with your children what you're doing because, it's not bad. Don't override. Don't helicopter your kids. They're great people. They came into the world to be their own people. Make sure they're wearing their helmets, and they ride their bike, and make sure certain things, but they have their own soul and their own path and their own intentions in life, how they're going to come in here.
It's just being aware of that intention. I mean, I think that's just all this woman's about. It's about intention, and I don't think most people just tend to get up, I think, and just float through life. And so we'll see what happens. And rather than going, no, today is a good day, no matter what. So no matter what happens, can you maintain today as a good day without giving anything meaning, without blaming yourself, without, I should have done this, I should have done that, I wish this had happened. If we can just set the intention, today's a good day and I'm going to feel really good, no matter what. And you can be happy in your sadness. You can feel good in your sadness because it's okay to not be okay at times. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. Just don't blame yourself. Don't make it worse by blaming yourself. Just go, okay, I let that out, whatever, that's fine, it's gone, it's done. So what's your intention for today? Mine is love and trust. That's all
And
about.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry I interrupted you there. That as a yoga, I went to India to study yoga and I came back and never once have I ever taught a class in the last 12, 13 years that I don't start it off with set your intention for the next hour. They knew something around 5,000 years. Set your intention for your day, your week, your month, your life, people. What's your intention? That's all I have for you.
That's all I have for you. Have a good day. Remember to like and subscribe just in case you want to pass this message on to somebody else.
Yes.
See you now.